Rioting has broken out for a second night in Newtownabbey. A bus was hijacked at the Clockfern roundabout and burnt out. It's understood the driver was a woman in her 40s. Although pulled from the cab, she wasn't hurt, but left badly shaken. It's believed around 50 or 60 youths gathered shortly after 7 o'clock. Petrol bombs and other missiles were thrown at police.
Well, I think that there is a group within the area who don't represent anyone. There's a simple message that's coming out. I mean, these people need to take ownership. This is our community that they're ranking, and I would make a direct appeal to these young people and to the parents. This needs to stop as soon as possible.
This is the second night of disturbances in the same area. Last night, rioting broke out at around 8:30 and lasted 5 hours. Police say it caused up to £200,000 worth of damage. A bus was hijacked and set alight. The bus driver left traumatised after being dragged from the bus, punched in the face and robbed, despite complying with the hijackers.
His two priorities was the safety of the passengers and then the safety of himself, not the bus. He complied with that, was going to do whatever was asked of him, but yet he was still brutally beaten. And that is the despicable act which we can't accept. We can't accept.
An armed man was also spotted among the troublemakers. They stoned police lines when they came to help, but that wasn't their only target. An ambulance responding to an emergency was caught up in the mayhem. 2 crew members and their patient, a 21-year-old woman, were on board when it was attacked.
The actions are moronic, and the main concern for us is what actually could have happened had this missile come through the window and hit the driver. There could have been could have been a tragic accident.
150 police officers were drafted in from all across Northern Ireland. Police believe paramilitaries were involved.
I believe there were sinister elements in the crowd. We have members of the public and even a member from the fire service who reported seeing an armed man in the crowd. Now that's clearly sinister, and I believe it may well be paramilitary orientated.
The disorder was sparked following police searches in the area yesterday afternoon. UTV understands those searches were part of the investigation into the murder of Raymond McCord Jr. by the UVF in 1997. Drugs were also recovered during the search operation. The PSNI have come under attack for being heavy-handed, but today they defended their approach to last night's violence.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there was a very professional approach carried out by the police in relation to the searches that went on, which are supposedly being the reason for this disorder, and there's no justification whatsoever for hijacking and burning a bus, for hijacking 6 cars belonging to members of the public and setting them afire along the O'Neill Road and attacking the police over a number of hours. There can be absolutely no justification for that, and we should condemn that outright.
There have been a number of riots in the wider Newtownabbey area in the last few weeks. One local councillor says Rathcoole must not become a no-go area.
The ordinary folk of Rathcoole wants the PSNI in here to do their job. And this is the way that it has to be. If there's people's houses to be searched, they have to be searched. But not for people to come out on the streets and stone and burn buses.
The reality is we do have control. We uphold the law in there, but we can only do that with the assistance of the good people of that area, the vast majority of which would condemn with me today the attack on the bus driver and the hijacking of the cars. And there were other sinister issues that went on last night, that elements of the crowd broke away and attacked minority ethnic communities living in and around the area who are contributing to the welfare and development of that particular area.
Eyewitnesses to last night's rioting also reported seeing children as young as 8 involved.
What I witnessed was 8-year-olds having scarves wrapped around their faces by older kids about 14, 15 who had clearly taken them out for a night's entertainment. The question I would ask these parents of these children is this: what are they going to do when they're in an intensive care unit in one of the major hospitals, looking at their child with its face cut open because it's been hit by a brick or a bottle, or it's been hit in some way during a riot situation? That's the question I want to ask these parents. What future do we want for this country in the north of Ireland, Northern Ireland?
These are images we thought we'd consign to the past. Ardoyne in the marching season and now here in Newtownabbey. Sadly, what's referred to as recreational violence happens all too easily on our streets. How to deal with it is the more difficult question. Sarah Clark, UTV Live Tonight.